Now this gal want me and her uterus. Fuck it, I'm rich, let's do it.
Take a look at these diamonds, wrong as her life is squinting, can't you stare? We're baked through thick and thin, she already fixed, so I'm halfway there. Brown or black, could've changed my mind, I was halfway there.
So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and today I am here to share my birthing story with you guys, from the beginning to the end, how everything started, everything ended. And yeah, so let's get into it. All right, so let's get started. I have my phone here because I'm trying to remember like dates on the delivery, right? So all right, Thursday, October 26th, I woke up, I was having contractions, and I was just so exhausted that day. I remember just like getting up, taking a shower, coming downstairs, eating, and just laying down on the couch for the day. Like my contractions were like getting closed and they were spread apart. So I wasn't rushing to the hospital because, as some of you guys may know, I'm also a labor and delivery nurse. And I just wanted to make sure I was in real labor that would help my cervix dilate and for me to beat my baby. So I was not going to the hospital unless my contractions was getting very intense and close. So, and I really wanted to try to have my baby a vaginal birth, and I wanted to not have Pitocin, and I will explain more of that to you guys later on in the vlog. So Thursday, I just laid out. I was here just sleeping all day, laying out on the couch, and then Thursday night, me and my boyfriend, like, you know, we went to bed, and I was so uncomfortable. Like, I remember he brought me, I think it was cookies and milk, or cereal. No, it wasn't cookies and milk. It was some cereal, and I could not eat it. Like, I took a bite of it, and I was like, I don't want this. And I was like, I don't feel good. Like, I was feeling so sick. So I ended up going to the bathroom, and when I wiped, I had what we call in labor bloody show. So I had bloody mucus discharge. So I knew at that point that my cervix had to make some change. So a week prior, I had got my membrane swept, and I was like 1 centimeter around that time, right? So I was like, all right, babe, you know, like, this is it. We need to go to the hospital because like my contractions are getting closer, they're getting more intense, and now I am having bloody show. So I know my cervix had to do some change. Even if it was a little bit, I knew I had to have some change at that point. So, you know, we already had everything packed up. So our bag was packed up because I had went to the hospital maybe like a few days prior. And I wasn't ready. I was not ready. So our bag is already down here, and then some of them was already in the car. So we just like got dressed, and I went to the triage. So I went through triage, and then when I got there, they checked my cervix. I was still like 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters dilated, but my contractions started getting so intense, like hurting, real life hurting. Like, I've never felt nothing like contractions in my life. Nothing could compare to contractions. No, if y'all went through birth and y'all had contractions, if you didn't have like, you know, like a scheduled C-section, you actually was able to feel contractions, you know they are nothing to play with. So enough of that. They checked me, I was 1.5 centimeters, and it was a busy night at this hospital that we went to. I just picked any hospital because we had recently moved from Florida to a different state. So I just like, whatever provider that took me at 36 weeks pregnant or 37 weeks pregnant, that's who I went with, and that was it. I knew that I was supposed to have like a pretty smooth pregnancy delivery because my pregnancy was pretty smooth. I didn't have no complications. Like, my baby was pretty healthy throughout the whole pregnancy, so I was okay with that. So they was like, all right, they're gonna like check me in another few hours. They checked me, and I think I moved to like 2 centimeters. But at that point, my contractions were like picking up. I did not know what to do. I was just like holding on to the railing for dear life. And I could laugh about it now, but nothing was funny in that moment. Nothing was funny in that moment at all. So what happened after that? So they were like debating if they wanted to send me home or not, but I was like, I'm not going anywhere. This is labor, okay? This is real life labor. You guys are not about to play with me. I'm not going home because I'm not going to make it home, and it's just too much. So the pain was so much that they was like, all right, go walk around for 30 minutes. I was trying to walk around that unit. My contraction was so bad. I was holding on to the railings they had against the wall. I could barely walk. That's how much pain I was in, guys. So I got back and I threw up. Everything that was inside of me for that day came out. And that's when it was like, oh shoot, they ran in there like, all right, let's check you again, because like throwing up, it could be a sign that you're dilating too. That's one thing like I learned as a labor nurse. So they checked me. At this point I was like 3 going on 4 centimeters, and they was like, all right, we're gonna admit you, but we don't have any beds right now. I said, what?
It was at this moment that she knew she fucked up.
What do you mean? So I had to wait for a little bit at this point. So when I got to the hospital, it was like going on midnight Friday now. So the 27th. So by the time I got admitted and got into a room, it was like 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So 7 a.m. it's shift change, and I'm like, I need my epidural right now. I'm like, get my IV in, get my fluids in, get my typing screen. Let's do this, because I need my epidural. I'm like, I cannot do this. So I had to wait, of course, because shift changed. So I didn't get my epidural until like 8, maybe 9. And I finally got my epidural, guys. And I felt like I could make it. At that moment, I'm like, all right, I can make it. I could do this. I could do this. It gave me the push up like, you know what, mama, you got this. So I got my epidural, and then it was lovely. For a few hours I was able to clean up, but I was numb, guys. So I remember I had to get help like cleaning certain parts of my body from my boyfriend, and he did an amazing job. I'm going to get on that in a little bit. So that happened, and I was able to sleep. I remember he took my phone away from me. I remember like my mom was blowing my phone up, blowing his phone up. We just went to sleep, because at this point we've been up since the day prior. We was in the hospital, we was in triage, trying to get a room, a labor room all night. So we just went to sleep. Once I was able to get comfortable with my epidural, we went to sleep. And when I got up, I seen all the missed calls, and I had to like call everybody back like, hey y'all, we're good, the baby's not here yet. We just needed to rest because we were tired. So and then my epidural fell. I started feeling everything back. I started freaking out. I said, no, like it's coming back. Go get them. I can send my boyfriend out to the you know what, I became that patient that was on the call bell. I was just like, I'm calling my nurse in there, like, where's anesthesia? Anesthesia's in the C-section. They anesthesia's like, OR, having to do a C-section. I'm like, who is the backup? Like, I need somebody to come fix my epidural right now. Because I felt it started building up, the pain, and I was like, I'm about to, if I'm about to go back to what I was feeling this morning, like, I just felt like I was going to die. I'm like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. But they end up coming and they fixed it, and I was comfortable again. Cool. My body was doing what it was supposed to do. Like, I ended up not even needing like Pitocin, and I knew, like, I said something, I was praying. I was like, God, I really don't want Pitocin, because like I did not want it. I'm like, I know that is needed. Some situations is needed, because like we don't want you to be in labor for too long. That come with other complications like infections, especially if your water already broke. Like, so many other things could arise from that. But I was just like, God, please don't let me get Pitocin, because I know that my baby might not like it. My baby might not like it, and if he don't like it enough, I could have ended up in the back having the C-section. So that's something that I was just like, God, please, like, let my body release the oxytocin that it needs to. I don't have to get Pitocin. Pitocin is like a synthetic version of what the oxytocin that our body is supposed to create. I ended up not needing Pitocin, so I was on my epidural and just like my fluids, my LRs. And then what happened? I remember our labor room. I had told my boyfriend that I just really wanted our labor experience in room to be as calm and peaceful. I wanted my baby to come into the world in a very peaceful environment. He did just that. Like, he had the essential oils going, he had the soft music and my worship going. Like, it was dark in there, like calm. When I said calm, and I remember prior to going into labor during my pregnancy, I was supposed to originally deliver back at home in Florida. And I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna have my mom and your mom there, and then, you know, afterwards, like, you know, our family, you know, like our siblings could come. But I wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a thing. To be able to experience my delivery with just me and my partner was amazing. Like, I feel like that's something that will forever be engraved in us. Like, that experience was crazy and it was so special to us, and I'm so happy that, you know, things played out how it played out, to the point like our parents could have not been there, and it was just all we had was each other in that moment. And Lord know I needed him in that moment, especially when it came time to push. Like, I don't know what I would have done if I did not have him there. So it's me. If you know, you know. I could be a big crybaby, so I hope I don't mess my makeup up and start crying in this video. So, okay. So my body was just doing what it needed to do. I was dilating on my own. I didn't need to use any like induction medications, like no miso, no balloon, nothing. Like, my body was literally doing exactly what it needed to do, and I was so happy. Like, my baby was looking beautiful on a monitor. I'm looking at the monitor. I know, like, some of my nurses didn't know I was a labor and delivery nurse, but I honestly did not want to I think I disclosed it to one person, and they kept on passing it along to the next nurses that came along. But I really did not want to, like, I don't want to be that person like, I'm a nurse. We do not care. Right now, I'm a patient. I am a patient, and I want to be treated like a patient. I want you to explain everything to me. I'm not in my right state of mind. I'm in so much pain. This is the worst pain I ever felt in my life at this point. Explain everything to me like I don't know nothing that's going on, okay? So that happened, and I kept on, like, they ended up breaking my water. They did break my water. Doctor had came in the morning, broke my water. So, like, now I'm talking about it's afternoon and I'm just moving. Every time they check me, I'm going from 4 to 6 to 7 to 8. And y'all, would you guys believe my epidural failed me again? This is the second time. That was so traumatic to me, guys, because I know people go through birth without the epidural, but I feel like those are people that want to, or it's too late-ish. You know, like, you come in, this is not your first baby, that baby's about to come out. We don't have time for you to get epidural most times. You're just gonna go ahead and push, especially if you come in and you're like, you're fully dilated. Let's go. Let's get the baby out. Let's get the baby out, mama. We got this. But with my situation, this was my first baby. I knew my labor was going to be a little longer because this is my first baby. And I never planned on having a natural birth. Maybe in the beginning, I wanted a water birth and all that. And then I was just like, when I became a labor nurse and I watched the labor process over and over, my whole 9 months, I was like, epidural me right now. Like, as soon as I hit triage, give me my epidural, thank you. But it failed me again, and at that point I wanted to give up. It was just like, this is too much. And mind you, at this point I am like at least 6-7 centimeters. Like, I'm over the half point at this point, and for me to be able to have to feel those contractions when I'm that dilated, God, oh my God, he kept me. Like, all I could do was just like sit there and like just close my eyes. I'm like, God, I can do this. Everybody done did it before me. Our parents had it. My mom had to do it. Your mom had to do it. I was like, they did it, I could do it too. I could do it too. So I had to literally tell me like, girl, you were made for this. God created you for this. Like, you will be okay. Like, yes, this is painful. You feel like this is the worst thing ever, but the outcome is your sweet child. And when you look at him, it's all going to like not matter at that point. It's not gonna matter. It's all gonna be worth it once you see your baby. So fast forward, all right, I am 10 centimeters dilated. So now it's Friday about 10 p.m. I'm complete. And at this point, my epidural is not even working. So I'm feeling with everything. That big noggin my baby have. That big head. I'm feeling it all down there from both ends. Like, when I tell you, I'm feeling it all. So I'm like, all right, so I'm complete. All right, I was like, all right, let me labor down. Laboring down is basically like sitting up once you're complete to help gravity do its work, to help the baby come down. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it easier on myself so I don't have to push for hours and hours, especially as a first time mom. You can push for a while as a first time mom, okay? So they was like, all right, you know, they getting the stuff. They was like, cool, you know, we're gonna start pushing soon. And this is another thing. My baby was measuring almost 9 pounds when I was about 35 weeks pregnant. So I asked for like stools to be in my room, like not even in my room, near the bed. When I was complete and I knew it was about to be time for me to start pushing, I wanted them to have stepping stools just in case they needed them to help me get this baby out and my baby would have got stuck on my way out. So they were like, all right, we're gonna come in, we about to come in, we about to, you know, we're gonna start pushing soon, mama. I said, okay, you know, I'm ready. I'm like, please, because this pressure is no joke. And my epidural is gone, it's not working. At this point, I'm pushing with everything, I'm feeling everything. The contractions in the push, oh my God, like, the people that do this, the natural birth, by choice, I give it up to you, mama. I give it up to you. You are strong. A different type of strong. And I'm sorry. I became that strong by force. It was not a choice, okay? I was not planning on pushing this baby with no epidural. I was not planning on it at all. So they said they was gonna start pushing with me. Lo and behold, our emergency happened on the floor. So they had a rush of emergency, so we didn't start pushing. And then something else happened. Like, mind you, like my hospital that I deliver at is one of those hospitals. I'm now learning that's where everybody go to, like the very sick mamas, the sick babies. Like, it takes the worst, you know, the worst of the worst, like the really bad cases of pregnancy and delivering, or like, you know, sick moms and sick babies. That's the hospital they go to. So, you know, like they kept on rushing to other rooms and I started getting very impatient. But you know, I told myself, you better be lucky they're not running in here. Could that mean that you and your baby are okay? Yes, this pain that you're feeling, you feel like it's the worst thing ever. But at that moment, I had to thank God that they weren't rushing in my room, because that means I was okay and my child was okay. And I had to keep on telling myself that, like, just, you know, get some patience. I know you wanted this baby out of you. Like, you're feeling all of the pressure, but somebody else needs them right now. And be grateful it's not you. So, y'all, I was complete. I was 10 centimeters ready to push for over 2 hours before I started pushing, y'all. And then I finally start pushing. It's after midnight at this point, and I start pushing, and it's just me. I'm pushing, but honestly, I would say I felt like my partner was pushing right with me. You know what? I said, I'm not about to do this. I'm really not trying to get emotional, but when I sit back and I think about that moment, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Like, when I say, like, every push, I felt like he was pushing with me. Like, this man was literally in my ear, in my face, motivating me, telling me, like, you know, you got this. Like, don't give up. You push to 10. Like, you got this. And catch a deep breath and go for the second push. well, during that contraction, like, I'll forever be grateful. I'll forever be grateful. I'll forever cherish that moment. I got this. I'm really trying to not be a crybaby right now, because if you know, you know, I will do it. But and pushing was so hard. I wanted to give up so bad. I wanted to tell them, you know what, I could go ahead and just take me back to the OR. Go ahead and take me back to the OR. So I was pushing for a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then my baby head came out, but the body wouldn't. Our whole entire world stopped right at that moment. It was so quiet, so cold in that room. And I knew that it was a possibility because of the measurements throughout the pregnancy. And I think the doctor did not know I was a labor and delivery nurse. So she started like explaining to me like, oh, you know, if we tell you to stop pushing, you know. And I'm looking like, in my head, I'm like, my baby's shoulder about to be stuck. You know, like, I already know I'm about to have a shoulder dystocia. And I'm like, they're talking to me like I don't know what. They're talking to each other. They're making, you know, they were like, all right, get on this side. They calling extra people in the room. I'm like, I already know what's about to happen. So my baby head came out and the body would not come out. I wanted to freak out, but I knew in that moment I needed to be calm. I needed to listen to what the doctor is telling me, so I do not hurt my child even more. So the head came out, the body was stuck for about 15 seconds. The nurse had to get on top of me and do a maneuver that we call it maneuvers in labor and delivery, and push the baby out. Like, I guess like the one of the shoulders was stuck, they had to push down on my belly to release that shoulder. And then my baby came out. He came out, and as soon as he came out, I'm grabbing him onto me. I'm grabbing him onto him, I'm rubbing him. No cries. No cries. They take my baby from me, they bring the baby to the warmer, they call it NICU in. And at this point, my baby still have not cried. And I just looked up at my boyfriend like, what is going on? What is going on? And I just like closed my eyes. I was like, God, please, like, please, 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 please. Like, I need to go home with my baby alive at that. So a few seconds pass, I'm looking over there. You know, that the doctor's trying to talk to me, where, you know, we're getting ready to deliver placenta. I'm not even listening. My whole entire focus is over there to the baby warmer. I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. And then they was like, all right, he's okay. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus, because I would have completely lost it. He was okay. They brought the baby back over to me, and he finally cried. I said, why are you being stubborn already? Why did you not cry? Like, why did you wait so long to cry? Like, so he was good. My baby was okay. He didn't have to go to NICU or nothing. And I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And we just shared that moment together. Like, afterwards, like the next morning, my mom was able to fly in to town, and she was with us. And then his mom came, and yeah, and now we are 4 months later. My baby is 4 months old now, and he is our world. Our world. And I did it. I didn't cry. I'm so happy, y'all, because I almost cried like at least 2-3 times throughout the video. But I have more. I did ask you guys to send me some questions, a few questions. And I'll be going through a few of them. Let me see. So somebody asked me how long was my labor process. I will say by the time I was admitted, it was 7 a.m. I did not have my baby until 1:14 the next morning. So my baby was Delivered Saturday, October 28th at 1:14 a.m. So my labor process was, what was that? About 18 hours? Yeah, 18 hours in labor. So honestly, that's not that bad. Yeah, that's not that bad. Somebody was asking me how was my pregnancy. I had a pretty like non-complicated pregnancy, I would say. Only towards the end I started having carpal tunnel in my wrist, and so that like affected me at work. I went on medical leave and all that extra. But other than that, like, my baby was good. Like, I'll tell people, like, I never threw up, not even once. Not even once. The only time I threw up was when I was in labor, and that was pain induced. So yeah, other than, I'm saying, like, my baby's like, he did a good job. He was so healthy, thank God. And yeah, we didn't have no complications. He was measuring a little big the whole time, but and then like now my baby is not even like, I wouldn't even say he's like so chunky. He's just long, like he's just tall like his dad. That's it. So yeah. And somebody was asking, okay, when did you go to labor, experiences, feelings? Like, okay, so this is one of my friends. I think I like answered a lot of this in my video, but my feeling was I just wanted to meet my baby. From as soon as my contraction started, I was like, all right, I want to meet my baby. I want to meet my baby, because I knew like me and my baby would make the pain go away and it would all be worth it. So yeah, and then I had questions about breastfeeding as well. So what I'm doing for, how is my baby eating? Do I feed him? Yes, but I do half and half. So my baby get formula and breast milk as well. I remember, let me tell you guys this, so we can talk a little bit about the whole feeding and breastfeeding. Like, you know, like, should I breastfeed, or if I'm a bad mom, I don't breastfeed. Feed the baby. That's it. It don't matter what your milk or formula, just as long as your baby is eating, you're a great mom. Okay? Like, I remember in the beginning, like, I didn't want to give my baby formula and I was not producing enough to keep up with him, because that's one thing he will do. That boy eat. He eats. So I did not have enough of it. I remember I would like literally be panicking. I would feel like, oh my God, like he's gonna starve, and the worst of the worst. I was trying to think about everything. Like, I was so anxious where I had to, like, my anxiety had me pumped, because latching on, I wasn't sure how much my baby was getting. So I'm like, I need to see it. I'm a very visual person. I'm like, I need to see it. I need to see the amount. How many ounces is really coming out of these nipples? Okay. So I started pumping, and I still pump to this day. So right now my baby is still on formula and breast milk. He's okay. Like, and if it gets to the point like where he's just on formula, and that would be okay too. Like, as long as your baby is eating, that's all that matters. Don't let people mom shame you. Oh, you're giving your baby formula? Yes. Why? It's still food. Like, you know, he's still like, you know, getting the nutrition that he needs. That's all that matters. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about how you're feeding your child. As long as you're feeding your child, that's what matters. Okay. And then what else? Okay, I know another big thing was like co-sleeping. So we do not co-sleep with Kai. I won't say he have never slept in our bed. He have slept in our bed. I remember a time, it was like for a week, he was like really sick, and I was very anxious. I wanted to make sure he was breathing at all times or whatever. So he would sleep in the bed because I wanted to monitor his breathing. And he had a few other days where he was sleeping in the bed. But we really tried not to co-sleep with Kai, because that was one thing that I knew when I was pregnant, I did not want to do it, because it's not worth it. Like, you know, like the risk, like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I did it. My baby's fine, It's fine until it's not fine. Like, you know, that would be something I would never be able to live with, something what happened to my baby, because I did not want to get up and take a few steps to care for him at night, because I wanted him in the bed with me. So he do sleep in our room in his own bed. He sleeps in our room in his own bed, and then he has a crib also that's in his bedroom that he will be going to in a few months. We just give him a little bit more time to like sleep more longer through the night, I guess. And yeah, you know, like be a little bit older before we send him to his room. But he will be going to his room, and his room is not too far from our room as well. So no co-sleeping for us for the most part. but he do sleep in our bedroom. Somebody said, would I do it all over again? Absolutely. For my child, like, I've never felt love like this before. Like, my baby, he's the one. He is the one. Like, I could be having like a bad day and I was just like, let's look at my baby, and then like everything will be okay. And I'm not saying like, motherhood is hard. Having a newborn, an infant is hard, especially in our situation. We are up here by ourselves. It's just me and him. Literally me and him. So, you know, like, we have to do things like my baby go to daycare. Like right now he's at daycare. He go to daycare even if I'm not at work, because this is my time and I don't want to ever lose myself. Like, you know, I want to be Erica, but also, you know, of course I'm a mother as well, but I want to be able to have those times and those moments to myself, because that's what matters to me, and that's what will keep me. I want to be balanced. Okay, I don't want to lose myself in motherhood where I'm drowning. I enjoy it, but everybody needs everybody need a break, and if they say they don't need a break from motherhood, they're lying. But somebody said, do we want more children? We do not want any more children. Like, as of right now, the question is a hard no. Like, we just want to love on Kai and raise Kai and grow as a family, grow as individuals. That's where we are right now with that question. And Kai, like, you know, Kai have family. My sister have a son that's a year older than my son, so they're pretty close in age, so they could be besties. Like, they'll be fine. Like, they'll be fine. What else when it comes to the birthing vlog? I would say, and also, you know, I really want to hit on woman that looks like me, to advocate for yourself throughout your pregnancy, advocate for yourself throughout your delivery, your labor and your delivery, because the way that we get treated, the way that things get missed when it comes to us, the way that they don't listen, or they think that our pain is different, is sickening. So, like, don't make them feel bad for your questions. Explain it. They need to explain it on a level that you understand as well. Like, don't let them sit here and throw all these medical terms, especially if you don't have a medical background. You don't know what these people are saying. Say, excuse me, can you slow down? Excuse me, could you like reword that another way for me? Because I want to understand what's going on with my health and my delivery and my baby. And also, like, you know, you are the patient. You know what you are feeling. Don't ever let these people tell you what you're feeling, number one, okay? Because you are the one that's in the bed. You're the patient. You know what you're feeling, and your feelings are valid. Don't ever forget that your feelings are valid. Your pain is valid. If you want certain accommodations, those are valid. But I'll be having a whole nother video about Black maternal health for a fact, because yeah, I've been on both sides. I've been the patient and I'm also the nurse. So when I tell you guys, yeah, look out for that video. I'm going to be dropping some good gems in like my story, my personal story in that situation. So guys, thank you so much for allowing me to share my story with you guys. This vlog is very personal to me because it's, of course, it's about the birth of my child. You guys, I don't know, you guys are special to even get that side of me out. Happy to share this story with you guys. I will be seeing you guys on the next vlog. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Drop any, any comments, any questions, anything that I missed that you guys wanted me to touch on in this video. If I didn't, drop it down below and I'll get back to you guys. And also, don't forget to like, follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. It's all finding. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for sitting down today and chatting with me. Bye.